He stressed the importance of pulling the West together in the face of assertive Russia. REUTERSA's newly sworn-in Secretary of State Mike Pompeo addressed NATO allies and called for unity against Russian meddling. U.S. Special Representative on Ukraine negotiations Kurt Volker commented on the U.S.-Russia relations. "I think he needs to change the perception of Russia. Because the fact is that the Trump administration has been much tougher really from the beginning. We need to separate the domestic issues where people are talking about Russia and the investigations and things like that as compared to what's going on internationally. And we've seen an increase in sanctions, a tightening of sanctions. We've lifted the arms embargo concerning Ukraine, much more robust pushback in Syria, calling Russia out for some of its aggressive activities as we heard Secretary Pompeo say. So I think that's already there," Volker told Fox News. He noted the importance of Pompeo making his first stop at NATO, because it is very important to pull our side, the West, the alliance together as we are dealing with this very assertive Russia these days, as UNIAN reported earlier, at a press conference following a NATO foreign ministers meeting in Brussels April 27, while answering an UNIAN correspondent's question. U.S. State Secretary Mike Pompeo said, "A large group of allies are hopeful that Ukraine will begin to take the actions that will put them in place where they could in fact be an aspirant to become a NATO member. If you see a spelling error on our site, select it and press Ctrl Enter." Latest news 23:45 Czechoslovak Group exports IFVs and SPHs to Ukraine. Media 22:55 McCain book, U.S. should consider cyber attack to punish Putin. Media 18:35 Ukraine-EU summit may take place in July. Journalist 17:30 Lutsenko seeks joint investigation with FBI in Manafort case. Media 16:45 Munitions exploding at Balaklia Depot. 16:30 Ukraine anti-corruption court can start work early 2019. Lutsenko 16:05 Ukraine's major arms exporter reports profit up 1.3 times in 2017. 15:50 Construction starts on German landing point for Nord Stream 2. 15:30 Russia's Coast Guard stop foreign vessels heading to Ukraine. 15:15 Ukraine's budget revenue below target by 1.8% in January to April. 14:25 Ukraine, worth fighting for, expert. 13:35 Stats show highest paid jobs in Ukraine in March. 13:10 Flights to U.S. to be launched from Lviv Airport in Ukraine. 12:45 State-owned Centrenergo cuts net profit by 80% in 1Q 2018. 11:30 Russian warplane crashes in Syria. Photo. 11:05 Joint Forces Commander, enemy in Donbay. Predictable. 10:15 Ukraine boosts exports to EU by 26.5% in 1Q. 9:50 NBU strengthens official forex rate to 26 Ukrainian hryvnias and 15 kopeckas to $9.25. Poroshenko says those buying people's votes must be in prison. 9 o'clock Situation in Donbay remains tense as Ukraine reports 3 WIAs. 23:48 New York State recognizes Holodomor's genocide against Ukrainians. 23:12 Ukraine's cyborg stabbed by a group of 4 in Kiev. 22:05 BBC Cambridge Analytica is shutting down. 21:47 Ukraine triples daily imports of natural gas from Slovakia. 20:55 Ukrainian farmers export almost 34 million tons of grain since July 1. 16:50 Mueller threatened Trump with subpoena amid Russia probe. BBC 16:35 JFO commander says new operation in Donbay not aimed at escalation. 15:55 Kiev Spivak field hosts huge tulip festival. Photo. 15:40 Ukraine reports $272 BLN deficit of balance of payments in Q1. 15:15 Ukraine sees 25.4% rise in foreign trade deficit in Q1. 14:50 Egypt to become destination for 1 million Ukrainian tourists. FM Klimkin 13:50 Hryvnia strengthens by 1.2% to dollar in April. NBU 12:45 Ministry names 3 scenarios for Donbay occupation. 12:20 British House of Commons passes Magnitsky Amendment. 11:55 Patriarch Filaret prays for Ukraine while in European Parliament. 11:30 UK could embrace Ukraine-style deal with EU. Media 11:05 Apple Pay coming to Ukraine, in Norway and Poland later this year. 9 o'clock Kim Jong-un agrees to meet Donald Trump at DMZ. CNN 23:45 ETIAS Council confirms agreement with European Parliament. 1950 left-wing parties stage rally in Kiev on May 1. Photo. 17:55 RAF Typhoon fighters to patrol airspace over Black Sea. 15:55 Huge fire engulfs Sao Paulo building. Media 10:20 Trump, we don't want to be policemen of world. Media 22:10 Trump needs to change the perception of Russia. Volker 21:25 Netanyahu, Iran lied about not seeking nuclear weapons. 21:10 Patriarch Filaret to pray for Ukraine in European Parliament.